5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All in.
This is She Gets It. My name is Shan, and welcome to the show, season 14, episode 2. Talking about stresses you don't need, because we have enough things in life that are out of our control that might stress us out. Why would we create or help create things to stress us out? And that's what I wanted to talk about today. People don't understand how much stress affects our body, period, and our spirit and our energy. Some people you can love on, care about, want to be in a relationship with. And when you meet them, what attracted you to them was your happiness and your joy. And as you continue to be in that relationship, your energy and your happiness and your cheerfulness starts to dwindle. And I've been in 2 relationships where I've noticed it. And it's because all of the good energy that you have and that joy that you have by yourself starts to get sucked by the person you're pouring into. But it's not it's not rejuvenated back into you, right? And so you start to notice certain things not working while you're in that relationship. I've been in a relationship with someone where every time I was in a relationship with that person, my job would be shitty, or I would end up quitting my job that I was at. And I did not notice it until the second time I tried that relationship, and it didn't work. So you just have to be mindful of that. That type of stress is stress that you're creating on yourself when you don't notice the people and energy around you that may look good, may seem like, oh, they're an okay person. They're not perfect, but they're okay person. But the other things that were once good when you were by yourself are now having issues and shit. So be mindful of that. And that's the type of stress that people create. Doing for yourself is not a chore. I think people have to stop looking at it as a chore. It's called self-care. It's called taking care of yourself. Because if I don't take care of myself, how is anybody else going to enjoy me or be helped by me, right? Do not stress about that. Just make time. You make time to be at work at a certain time. You make time for your kids. You make time to eat. You got to make time for yourself the same way. I can't be excited about my achievements because it might look away to other people, or they might think I'm coming off cocky. What? If you would like to celebrate yourself, celebrate yourself. There's a lot of people on earth right now feeling guilty about celebrating their accomplishments or their victories, and I'm always looking at them like why do we care about what people think that we don't know? Those people don't know your challenges. Those people don't know the work you put in. Those people don't know your efforts. So stop being stressed about that shit. Stop feeling ashamed about that shit. Stop limiting your joy because of that shit. It doesn't make any sense to me. And the way that others look at you or view you is never in your control. Because I could be doing 1,000% of great things in the world, and somebody's going to look at me and find fault in something that I'm doing, or say, well, if I was her, I wouldn't do it like that because that's not really important. That's your opinion. But until you start doing what I do and putting out the effort that I put out for other people and myself, you can't talk to me. And I feel like that's how people have to think. Stop letting what others may think about you stress you out. This one right here. I can't leave and be happy because it would look bad to other people. They would think I left this person because of this. They would think, oh, now they got this career and now they're going to leave. It'll be like, oh, no, I told you so. So I have to stay and I have to save face and I have to fake happy. If you are not happy with whatever you're in, whether it's a job, whether it's an environment, whether it's a relationship, you don't owe anyone else an explanation of why you want out of that relationship except for that person that you're in that relationship with. And sometimes even with that person that you're in a relationship with, you don't owe them shit, depending on what the treatment was during that relationship. Stop feeling like you're going to owe the world an explanation for the shit that you do that makes you happy. Do what makes you happy, and don't try to hide the fact that this is what makes me happy. Just do that shit. You have to get to a point where you cut out the world and their opinions when it comes to what you do. Now, what will they think about my job if I do this? What would they say? I don't want to go to my school reunion because, they're doing this and I'm doing this, but I'm happy doing this, and they're going to look at me like I'm crazy. Again, worried about the wrong shit. If you're at a place of work and you're not happy, you change it. Stop waiting to meet somebody that's going to be better off than you so you can latch on to their life and their lifestyle and hope that you can please them in a way where they want you to stay around and you ain't have to put out, work to make sure that you're happy. That's an illusion. If I married a millionaire tomorrow and I'm not happy today, even with that millionaire, I'm really not going to be happy with myself. I might feel like comfort in knowing I have someone that's a millionaire and I don't have to worry about things financially, but being happy with myself is not going to come overnight. I'm still going to have to do that work. I don't care if you marry a basketball player. I don't care if you marry a rapper. I don't care if you have a baby by these people. If you are unhappy by yourself, you are going to be unhappy. Stop letting, I need to get this because my friends have this, stress you out. Your friends are not you. You don't know what your friends are neglecting, avoiding, dodging in order to have this happiness that you see online. This happiness that you see when y'all go out. This happiness that you see when they're, posing for pictures with their person. Like, you don't know what they're going through reality-wise. You don't know what she had to go through in order to get that engagement ring. You don't know if that engagement ring is a huge I'm sorry for what I did yesterday. Y'all don't know. So you have to stop looking at these relationships and these houses popping up and these cars popping up and these lavish gifts and vacations popping up as, ooh, I want that. What is Red Circle? Red Circle is that place you need to be if you're podcasting. They got free promotion that you can do with other podcasters that also use Red Circle. They have ad placement. They find the dead space within your show to put the ads. And they let you go ahead and monetize your show easier. They give you the best analytics. You can find out who's listening, what they're listening from, who are your top platforms that people like to listen from, so you can focus in on that. They tell you the demographics, what city, what country, what town they're in. They tell you how many people download it on a weekly basis, and it's free. They don't tell you how many shows you can do per month. They don't get rid of your old shows unless you want to get rid of it. You have support on there that you can text throughout the day, and it's very easy to use. You can edit your shows on there. You can take away, you can add in, you can schedule shows, and that's what I use for all of my podcasts, not just She Gets It. So if you're looking for a better platform to get on that's free, so you can go ahead and focus in on cost-wise, but you need to focus in on, why aren't you on Red Circle? It's a web-based platform. Get on Red Circle today. Now back to the show. Because they're happy. You don't know shit about these people. Stop letting that stress you out. If you are not at a point where you can take 5 vacations per year, then you're just not at that point. A lot of people that vacation all the time have a lot of shit in their home that they're not taking care of. Have a lot of shit financially that they're not taking care of, that they're just numbing with being out and looking like they're living a life. Like, there's so much shit behind that shit that a lot of people don't know, that you have to stop allowing people posting certain shit and phony happiness to stress you out. Learn to be happy with what you have. Learn to appreciate the people that you have around you now that keep it honest with you and are genuine, and also come around you because they actually want to be around you, not come around you because of the things they could get while they with you, or the people that they can meet while they with you, or they can just say like, oh, I was hanging out with such and such yesterday, or I know them. I hate a I know them type of person. Okay, what does that mean though? Does that make you better as a person because you know of a person? Like, grow up. Like, y'all have to stop stressing yourselves out. If you decided to buy a fancy car that you cannot afford the upkeep and you allow that shit to stress you out, that's on you. Those are stresses you're creating. If you decide to buy a house that you cannot afford, utility-wise, upkeep-wise, my AC just went out a few weeks ago. Had to buy a whole AC unit for the house out the blue. Like, if you cannot afford those things and those things stress you out to the point where you just want to quit, then you are living beyond your means, right? If your rent stresses you out and you be nickel and diming and working 3 jobs and you're stressed out and you don't get no sleep, but you're trying to upkeep the fact that you have these things, is it worth it though? Is it worth it though? Like, you have to really think about, are you in control of the stresses you're bringing into your life, or are they out of your control? A lot of things are in people's control, but they just refuse to look at it that way because they don't want to be the one that has to make the change. They don't want to be the one to blame. They don't want to be the one to own up and be like, oh, I did this. Yes, I got approved for a $400,000 home, and I bought a home that was $300 and something thousand. But I really could have just had a $200,000 home because it's just me. Like, y'all be really stressing yourselves out for no reason. For no reason. And a lot of Americans' problems, I'm not going to speak for other countries because I don't see how they live. But a lot of Americans' problems is we're overzealous and we're greedy when it comes to what our needs really are. And we just need to have more for no fucking reason. And what comes with having more is stress. Ask anyone that didn't have money at a point in their life and now has 6 figures, 8 figures, and then ask them how their stresses have changed. Like, it's a different type of stress that comes with having more. And until you are ready mentally and emotionally to carry that throughout all of your relationships and the people around you, don't beg for that shit because you're not ready. Handle your little stresses. Handle your stresses this week at work. Handle your stresses with something being broken in the house this week. Handle your stresses with having to make a call to a maintenance man if you're in an apartment instead of having to call a plumber, having to call someone to fix a roof. Like, handle your little problems so you can be ready for the big ones. A lot of y'all not handling y'all little problems. Y'all asking for big problem shit that y'all not ready for. People who have mansions and have 10 cars, they can't slip on shit, right? They have to watch what they do so they don't fuck up business relationships, so they make sure they have for the next 6 months. They don't think month to month. They think year to year. They think next 5 years. They have to talk to an accountant. They have to find someone that they trust with their money on a different level than other than putting it in an account in the bank. Like, it's different stresses that come with having more. So be careful what you ask for and stop bringing on stresses that you don't need. If you have an apartment and your goal is to have a house, but you just feel like you want to add a puppy onto the multiple children that you have that you're already struggling with, you are creating your own stresses. Like right now, I have a big enough fenced-in backyard, a big front yard, and I got wood floors in the house. Technically, I could get a dog. Technically. But do I want the responsibility that comes with that dog? Do I want to be buying dog food? Do I want to be making sure the dog's not fucking up shit in my house? Do I want to be making sure I make time throughout my day to walk this dog 3 times a day, check on the dog, make sure the dog is not chewing up shit in my house, making sure that they're not shitting in my house? No. I have the mental capacity to handle 2 human beings that came out my body. That is it for right now. Maybe in 3 years, I might think about that dog. You know what I'm saying? So stop adding stresses into your life that you don't need. Control what you can control. Be smart. Be honest with yourself about what it is that you're doing that's not helping you. And live your life. Learn how to mind your business. And if somebody's business steps over into your lane, please pivot them back to where they came from. My name is Shan. I'm just trying to let you see what you're doing that's not helping and what you got going on. Be good to yourself.
The new year is the perfect time to start building credit scores, because when your credit scores increase, your opportunities do too, like possible loan approvals and lower interest rates. Chime makes it easier to help build your credit with a secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card. You can use Credit Builder everywhere Visa credit cards are accepted. Chime helps you build your credit scores safely by using your own money to make everyday purchases and on-time payments. To apply, just open a Chime checking account with a $200 qualifying direct deposit. And don't stress, there's no annual fee or credit check required to apply and get started. Start building your credit history and finding new opportunities with a secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card. Get started today at chime.com/build. That's chime.com/build. The Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. members FDIC. Late payment may negatively impact your credit score. Results may vary.